guys, welcome back to the FabuPRO online course. My name is Suleika and I am your instructor. As you guys may already know, we are uploading twice a week, which means twice the information. We still need you guys to work on the sponge, and if you guys are working on models already, good job. Keep taking pictures of the models and the sponges. So, yeah. Don't forget to upload them to the FabuPRO online course group on Facebook. We love to see the progress, and you will need these later on, so keep track of them. Keep in mind, we are going to be posting every Tuesday and Thursday, 6 p.m. Central Time. Don't forget to subscribe, click that notification button, and feel free to share the video. As always, I hope you enjoyed the video, and let us know if you have any questions in the comments down below. Bye! We are going to begin taping our guest. As you can see, my guest is already laying down. But before you have your guest lay down, you want to make sure that you have all of the materials ready and set to tape. We are going to use medical tape. We do use both the matte and the shiny. You can find this at any pharmaceutical store. Just make sure it's medical tape. It is more gentle on the skin when you are removing it. And we are going to be using the hydrogel eye patches, which are in-house. And please make sure that they are lint-free, and they will be much better to use. Now we are going to use the mascara wands. Always make sure that they are wrapped because you don't want to get any dust particles and anything like that, especially when you are working with the eyes. Same thing goes for the micro brushes. You want to make sure that they are put away. You are going to need hand sanitizer. We really don't have a preference in the brand. I do want to say that when I put some hand sanitizer on my arms, I do it right next to the guest. So you just want to make sure that they smell that you are putting hand sanitizer. You want to make sure that you have a face mask or a mouth mask. You don't want the fumes of your breath to get into their faces. You might have had some onions for breakfast and it's just not gonna be very nice and good smelling. Just be considerate about your guest. And it also prevents, like, if they're sick, then you won't get sick. If you're sick, they won't get sick, you know, hygiene. Before we begin, we are going to make sure that we are completely comfortable. If we have to lower the chair or lift it up, just always make sure you are comfortable. Before you speak to the guest, you want to make sure your mask is on. Get close. And right now, she is a little bit further away from me, so I'm going to ask her to scoot back. Can you scoot back, please? And that is perfect. Remember, my hands are completely sanitized. And we are going to start with the gel pads. We are going to take the gel pads out. So always remember the thinner side goes in the inner corner. As you can see, this would be the wrong way. So I'm gonna bend the tip, and as you can see, it comes right off. You are gonna have the guest look all the way up towards you, and you can start from the inner corner towards the outer corner. Close your eyes. Is that comfortable? Mm-hmm. It's a little too close to the inner corner, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lift it up just very slightly. And there we go. Same thing for the outer corner. Just lift it up slightly. Now we're gonna go ahead and do the other side. Look all the way up. Close your eyes. So this part, you can see it's a little bit too close to the inner corner. Just pull it down just a tiny bit. Alright, open your eyes. So as you can see, there's still a couple natural lashes peeking out. And this is where the medical tape comes in place. You want to hold the tape right in your index finger to come back to it or peel it off. And you don't want to grab too big of a piece. You're going to look all the way up. And you're going to start from the outer corner. And make sure that you get all the natural lashes just in the outer corner of the eye. You don't want to get anything in the center. So then we're gonna grab another piece. Alright, and then you want to go in the inner corner and make sure you get all of the natural lashes right at the inner corner. Now remember, you want to stay away from the waterline. You don't want to get too close. This right here would be very close to the waterline. You want to make sure you're right under it. Otherwise, it is going to cause discomfort. This is what I call the triangle taping. As you can see, we are kind of creating a triangle with the tape. And then we're going to grab the natural lashes right in the center. As you can see, the tape is not touching her waterline at all. Close your eyes. Is that comfortable?
Maybe the inner corner over here.
Right here?
Mm-hmm.
So then if that's uncomfortable, you want to make sure that you pull it down just a little bit. You want to make sure that you have a constant communication with your guests, because keep in mind this is a 2-hour appointment and you want them to be as comfortable as possible. And as you can see, I did ask my guest. I want to make sure that she is comfortable so that we can begin with lashing. Is that comfortable?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. So now that you have arranged this side, you want to make sure that there are no natural lashes peeking out. So we're gonna have you open your eyes again, and there's still no lashes peeking out, so that's good. Close your eyes. So now we're gonna move on to this side. Look up. So we're gonna slide the tape, and remember, we just want to get the natural lashes on the outer corner. Alright, so it does look like these natural lashes are still peeking out, but if I just kind of put my finger over them, they don't move. That's because the tape is a little bit transparent and they are in between the gel pad and the tape. Now, if you were to grab a piece of tape that is too small, as you see, that's not going to be comfortable. Especially at one point, it might start sliding upwards. So that is why you want to make sure that you have a long enough piece of tape so that it is meeting from one corner to the other. You don't want to get a too big piece of tape, because it is going to cross over to the other side, and that's just excessive. There's no need to have such a big piece of tape. It's also going to come over this side, and it could possibly just pull and feel a little bit uncomfortable on her baby hairs. Slide it down right under the waterline. And that is how you tape. Close your eyes. Is it still uncomfortable in the inner corner?
No.
I think I'm still going to pull it down just a tiny bit. And there we go. That is how I tape the bottom lashes down. The reason why we use the tape with the gel pads is because sometimes with the gel pad, the extensions are going to stick to the gel pad and they are going to be a little bit difficult to remove, which is why we put the tape, as well as sometimes the gel pads don't get or isolate all of the natural lashes on the bottom lash line. And this happens due to the fact that the gel pads are made for just an average sized eye, and sometimes it doesn't work for everyone. Somebody might have a smaller eye or even a bigger eye. So that's why you have to make sure that you have all the bottom lashes isolated. So I'm gonna show you how you can use just medical tape for isolation. We are going to start by removing the tape. So you want to make sure that you start removing the last tape that you applied. And you want to make sure that you are pulling the tape down towards the way that the natural lashes grow. That way you are not pulling on the natural lashes. Sometimes I do need to use my tweezers to pull on the tape. As you can see, the tape doesn't come out far enough, so you can see there's a little bit more of tape coming upwards. If you use a tape that is too short, it will just tape to the gel pad and it will be very difficult to remove it. You just want to pull on the tape very, very slowly, and once you have a grip on the tape, just hold it like that and begin to pull it very gently. And this is why you have to be very careful. The tape does stick very well to the gel pads. Just remember, you want to make sure you are pulling down towards the natural grow. And now, once you have that tape out of the way, remember, pull down. As you can see, the natural lashes are not being pulled. And now the gel pad just comes right off. Just as we did, I need you to look up for me. We are going to start with the outer corner, and we're just gonna slide the tape down. And remember, you wanna make sure it's slanted, almost just as creating a triangle. So we got the outer corner, now we're going to do the inner corner, slide it upwards, and down. You want to make sure it's also slanted, and then the center. Now with the tape, you want to make sure you are not pulling down. If you pull too hard, you can see that's going to be uncomfortable, as well as the fumes of the glue can get inside. So this is normal. This is what it should look like. And this is if you are pulling too hard on the lash line. So always remember, very gentle. And all of the natural lashes are completely isolated. Close your eye. Is that comfortable? Now, with the tape, it is a little bit more difficult to do adjustments. If you put the tape too far up towards the waterline, you will have to remove the tape and reapply it. So just try to be as careful as possible. You can use tape for isolation. It's really just a preference that we use the gel pads. But just make sure that all of the bottom lashes are isolated. Make sure that the tape is completely taped down to the skin. Otherwise, it will lift up and you are going to have a difficult time lashing. Moving on to the next eye. Look up. You want to slide down the tape. Only isolating the natural lashes in this corner. Then we move on to the inner corner. And you just want to make sure you grab the ones right here, following the tape. Because if you try to tape down the ones right here in the center, it's going to be very uncomfortable and they're not going to tape. So if I go like this and I try to also tape the ones here, my tape is going to bubble up and it's going to be lifting up the whole time that I'm lashing. So that is why we try to keep it as straight as possible. And then with this tape, this piece of tape, we are going to do the ones in the center. And there we go. Some people might be sensitive to the tape. In this case, we would use the gel pads. Some people are sensitive to the gel pads. And in this case, we would use just the tape. Go ahead and close your eyes. Is that comfortable?
Yeah.
All right. Now, in some cases, you might have to use a piece of tape right above the eyelids. If the guest eyes don't close all the way because that's just the way that their eyes are, then you can go ahead and grab a piece of tape. You can go ahead and grab a piece of tape and kind of measure it and tape their eyes down. That way, they don't open. You might have a guest where their lid has a little bit extra skin and they kind of go down like this. You might need to pull up that skin. So you can do that by grabbing a piece of tape and right there, not too close to the line or not too close to the natural lashes, you just want to go ahead and pull up that extra layer of skin and just tape it down. And that's basically what you can do. Obviously, she doesn't need that because she doesn't have any extra skin. You want to make sure that you are pulling the tape in the direction that the natural eyebrows grow. That way you are not pulling any hair. If you were to go in the opposite direction, you can see already the tape is already lifting up those hairs. And that is what you want to avoid. Otherwise, you are going to end up pulling off eyebrow hairs and you want to avoid that. Otherwise, you're going to have a very angry customer. And there we go. Be very, very gentle. When you are removing the tape, you want to make sure you are doing this in the opposite way that you did it to begin with. You want to start with the center tape And always remove it downwards in the natural way that the lashes grow. You do not want to pull the tape this way. Why? You are going to end up pulling those natural lashes off. And I've heard very bad horror stories where the guest has no bottom lashes. And guys, we want to avoid that because we don't want the guest to have a bald bottom lash line. Now, you might have cases where one lash came off. Do not freak out. This doesn't mean you pulled it. Sometimes, obviously, we lose hair every day. So you just, as long as you didn't pull it, you should be fine. And sometimes we tend to pull the tape this way. You don't want to pull it this way. You want to make sure you are pulling it from the outside in. And you want to pull it towards, you want to pull it downwards the same way that the hair is growing. There we go. Same way this way. Now, if there's any eyebrow hairs stuck to this tape, the hair is not growing downwards, so you don't pull it downwards. You want to make sure you are always pulling it in the direction that the hair grows. This hair is growing upwards, so you want to pull it upwards. Alright, so downwards. Very, very gently. As you can see, there's no natural lashes on the tape. That is how I tape. Be sure to practice before you have an actual guest. Go ahead and have a model, a friend, somebody in your family that you can practice on. That way you are more comfortable working with an actual guest. See you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so that you guys are notified whenever we post another video.